Hi and welcome to my playhouse, and today we are messing around in the basement. I'm gonna be playing with batteries over here, working on my power bank. This stuff doesn't make itself, so this one is done. Just need some more of this hot glue thing. When I at some point had the glue gun out anyway. This one needs a lot of soldering. I've tapped all of the both sides, but it needs some of this stringy thing here. This thing I need to put on there on one side, and then I need to make some Busbars for the other side. And I just made this bank here. I have of course measured out all the batteries with the capacity of them, written it down on them, and if we tip this down, we can see that we have the minus side and a plus side, and minus, plus, minus, plus, and each of these banks here, they have to be the same capacity. These 10 batteries here have to be the same capacity as these 10 batteries here, combined. So these 10 batteries combined has to be the same capacity as these 10 batteries combined. Otherwise the bank will come out of balance. To prevent it to come out of balance, we put on this BMS. That should help it balance. I did get a lot of comments on my battery bank on this one when I did it, talking about that these connectors was too small, and I am only planning on drawing out about 10 amps of power from these banks, and that's not a lot. That's like 1 amp out of each battery maximum. I'm hoping that I can go down further down, so I only draw out 5 amps from each of these banks, because the lower you can go down, the more you can get out of the banks, and that's a lot less wear and tear on the battery banks. Plus there's a lot less losses in the wires and stuff if you can take less power out of it. Charge controller is a 40 amp charge controller, so if I just have 4 of these banks and each of the banks will be working at 10 amps, well, that's 1 amp out of each battery, and I'm kind of in the green. I'm working on charging, discharging. All of these are charging. I changed them out this morning, so working on batteries there. I have 3 more chargers over here. They are also working. Have batteries ready to go in the charger. Have a stupid charger here, charging up 4 batteries. And I am of course working on the battery boxes over here that I went down and got some time ago. I did a video on that, so, and I have enough cells done to do another bank, but it kind of took me an hour to complete the calculations for this one. So I want to do something else today, so I'm going to be soldering some instead of calculating the other one. It's tedious work, so I will be soldering quite a bit. Okay, so the camera is actually running out of power because I forgot to plug the charger in, and I have made this power bank. Well, I got it from Lenovo. Thomas from Copenhagen had gotten this from Lenovo to me, and I made it quite an interesting little system here. I've attached Velcro to the back of it, so now I can attach it to a piece of Velcro here on the tripod, and I can plug the cable into the camera. This is much easier with 2 hands, so I'll try that, and I will actually check if the sound is okay when I'm using the camera like this. That's often a problem. The sound that is making noise down here is my oven. It's a heater. It's awesome. It's so nice to be able to work down here in the basement and actually have some heat, because otherwise it's 10 degrees Celsius or something low down here. So, well, I'm gonna let this charge for a little bit, and I'm gonna be setting up the soldering iron. I have turned it on, and I'm gonna be soldering this one first, and I'm gonna be maybe starting up on this one, giving it some solder. So cool. Okay, just to recap, these cells that I'm using in these banks of batteries are of course coming out of old laptop batteries. This one is a Dell, this one is a Lenovo one, and well, when you take them out they kind of look like this. Then I charged them up and I discharged them, and the machine or the charger, you can see the corner of one of them here, it tells me how much capacity there was on this battery, so I put that on a little piece of painter's tape, and that's what I do with the calculations with. Then I put them in these plastic things here, which I get from China, buy from China. I'll link these in the description below. They are also available on Amazon. Then I'm gonna be soldering on this nickel strip here, and that goes very nicely between all the plastic squares here, and I'm just gonna be cutting this with a scissor and soldering that on. I'm only gonna be putting this on one side. On the other side I'm gonna be putting on some Busbars that I'll be making out of some stiff copper cable. So this is the strips. I cut them so that this is not open. I want this to be closed, so when they go on here they're gonna be sitting like this. One end is gonna be a bit too long, so I have to cut a little bit more off here, and it's really easy just with a pair of scissors and just cut that off. So and there is 4 of these squares, so when I have the about a 5 meter roll, it's already not 5 meters anymore. It's quite a lot of that goes to this project. I think I will already have to consider buying some more of this. So just count 4 squares and then cut a piece off like this. I want these slides. These are for the soldering, to get a good connection to the solder tin. So yeah, that's how I do that. So now I'll be, and on the bank I need 14. There are 14 banks, and I'm gonna be putting them on each of the 14 banks here. Yeah, I was just curious. So this is one strip. Actually, that's one strip. So it seems that that's more or less exactly 10 centimeters. Let's see how many inches that would be. That would be almost 4 inches, right? When I need 14 of those, that will be 14 times 10 centimeters. That's 1.4 meters of this strip thing. And I bought 5 meters, so that's not even enough to make 4. I can make 3 out of that whole. Okay, I will need some more of that. So when I have this metal strip, I make sure that the bow is in the middle. I make sure that this bow's up, because when I then put it on here, I can heat up one of these middle ones, and if I get that fastened, well, it will be pressing down on the battery, and I don't have to hold it after that. And I have a little screwdriver to keep it down like that, and I heat this one over here. This is the bottom of one of the batteries. It's way harder than the top of the batteries. There's more metal to be heated up here, but I guess that's probably okay. So another one for the one of the tops over here. Oops. There. Put that on. Heat that. And I think we need some tin. And that will hold this nickel strip down, so that I can solder the next 8 connections on here without having to do much. So now I have tapped all of them, so now it's just sitting here and soldering the rest of it. Usually not a big problem. Let's see how this goes. Oh, I do actually still need the screwdriver to hold it down. That's irritating. that was one. 13 to go. Oh. Over here I have a single battery up here that has completed, telling me well, it charged and then it discharged, and now it's telling me that there was 1715 milliamp hours on that battery. So I'll stop doing that. I'll take my little pin and I'll on the battery put in 1715. Awesome. All the other ones are still going. Over here I have completed soldering on all the strips like that. So I'll be looking for some Busbars to continue this. And I was gonna show you this, but then the pump came on. So I'm gonna be I'll wait a little bit. I will find the Busbar in the meanwhile. Okay, the pump has stopped. On the battery bank I have some Busbars, and this Busbar connects these two battery rows. There are 10 batteries over here, and there are 10 batteries over here, and there are 10 batteries here, and they are being connected through this Busbar. And this wire is 2.5 millimeters thick. It's more than enough to transport 10 amps, no problem whatsoever. And the BMS down here is actually only 15 amps, and it can also handle 15 amps, no problem. So I'm making these Busbars, where did I put it, there, out of that, and they're gonna be sitting on these plastic things here. I just realized that I could make these and attach them to the plastic thingies before I assemble the batteries. That might be easier than doing it afterwards. So they're gonna be sitting something like this, because I'm so lucky that they're actually in the middle of a plastic thing like this, one of these put together things. So well, I'm bending that out of normal copper wire. This is some normal installation cable for housing, and I just removed the insulation from that and measured out how long they have to be, and they kind of just have to be just under 25 centimeters. So I have totally misdone this one. How did that happen? Okay, so most new inventions come because people are lazy, and I am lazy too. So I want to make a template for bending this crap so that I don't have to, well, it takes too long. So I'm gonna be trying to make that. I'm just thinking a couple of screws in here, and I'll take two pliers and just bend it around and done with it. That would be great. I don't know if it's gonna work that way, but I'm gonna give it a try. So I have to find the one of these that are kind of best. It's not bad, but it's probably not the best. This one is. Yeah, let's try that one. So I made a couple of slots down here where it should be sitting, and I'm gonna be putting in some screws. Try to get sitting kind of straighter. Maybe a couple of markers. Well, it should sit. And try putting those right ones. Let's see if I can figure this out. Okay, I need to put my leg up here because this is not strong enough to hold it, and this has to be kind of in the middle. Wonder if that's good. Okay, there's room for improvement, but it was definitely easy. Let's try again. Maybe pull, well, maybe not pull that hard. Okay, I made the rest of these Busbars. They're not equally pretty, but I'm sure they will do the job. I'm gonna hot glue them in so that they're mounted to the battery pack. Okay, I remembered to hot glue this one, so now that is done. And the power connector is, well, it's on there pretty good right now. I'm not gonna, okay, I could have removed that first, I see, because the black thing is not on there very good. But the red one, I just attached really good. So, cool. Okay, I'm soldering on the fuses now. I think maybe you can see that. I'm going under the bus bar and I'm mounting it on the battery. There. Good connection to the fuse. There. Then I will, with a pair of pliers, take the fuse and bring it around the bus bar. Like this. Take it over here, there, and we will solder it to the next battery. Oops. You don't have a good view of that. There, and solder it on here. And we will cut off the extra there. So now these two batteries are connected together, but we also need to connect it to the bus bar, and for that we need a little bit of tin. So right there we will just solder that on, and it doesn't need very much, just need to heat it up. There. And get rid of that thing. Okay. And I'll do that 140 times. I just did all the fuses. Well, I'm still missing the in-between soldering here, but I put on all the fuses of these 140 batteries. Whew, that's a lot of soldering. So I have also gotten some new BMSs in. Let's see, that's a smaller one. I ordered a bunch of these, not this one, but I ordered some 24 volts one and some 12 volts and these 48 volts. And I hope that this is just about the same as on the other ones. It looks rather similar, so that's awesome. Let's see. Yeah. It has the same model number, so I'll be putting this on, not today, but at some point. And this time I'm gonna be connecting this cable before I pop this in, because that was stupid what I did last time. I started connecting in the BMS while it was connected, when I could just disconnect the cable, and then all these sensor leads I could just have soldered those in. I didn't have to connect it to anything, because you have to connect these big leads to something before you do that. So I'll definitely do that next time. So that's kind of what my day has been like. Been working on the battery bank. Very awesome battery bank. This is the one that I put together last time, and the one that I just did today. Did all the calculations for it. So each of these, well, this one is actually the biggest one that I have done to date. Each of these blocks of batteries on the new block is good for 19,419 milliamp hours, where on the very old one we were down to 16,400 and something, and on the one that I've been soldering on today on the table here we were up to 17,300 and something. So this one is a good deal more powerful than the first one I did, and it's just because the cells are more powerful. I haven't had as many small cells. These has been bigger, so that's really cool. So yeah, I'm gonna be packing up for today. My heater stopped half an hour ago, so but it's slowly but definitely getting cold down here, so I want to get out of here. Just need to make a Patreon video for my Patreon supporters. So if you are a Patreon supporter, you will have missed the video that I did, but go back. I might be saying something that I didn't say in this video. So thank you very much for watching my videos. Do subscribe to my channel so that you can see me again, and have a nice day. Bye bye.